Hi, welcome back to Not So Obvious Watches. I'm Pete McConville. A little while ago I did a piece on Ask Me Anything, I'll try and answer, and I answered most of the questions. There was one question though that I struggled to answer, and even now I'm still not entirely sure what the final answer would be. The question came from one of my supporters who asked me, what can you do? What can you, my audience, do to help me and support me in this channel and this growth? And as I said, I've really struggled with that. My career, everything I've done up to now has taught me lots of things and given me lots of life skills. Being entrepreneurial, building a business, that's what this is. Let's be honest, this is a business. So building this, trying to come up with a plan and, God forbid, ask people for help is well outside both my skill set and my comfort zone. So I've really been uncomfortable and unsure about how to answer it. But I'm going to give it a try because the person who asked me this was absolutely right. I can't do this on my own and I do need your help. And I've tried to nail it down to three things. Well, I haven't tried to. There are some things I've taken off the table and I will not ask for right now. But these are three things which I feel comfortable asking my audience for. So the first is ongoing critique. Almost every improvement that you see on this channel, whether it's getting a pop filter for the microphone, getting a microphone in the first instance, moving where the camera was and using a better camera, moving the camera again so I have this layout. Virtually every improvement that I've made has come about from comments that have come from viewers, often accompanied with suggestions. So please keep that coming. I am not precious. I do not believe I've got all of the answers. Whilst I own what's going on in here, whilst I own my content, whilst I will jealously guard my integrity about my thoughts and actions and what I'll do and cover and say, in terms of how I wrap that up and sell it, as in the production and everything, I am an open book. I am more than happy to hear people tell me what I need to do to get better at this work. So that's the first thing, critique. The second thing is contacts. I am a guy sitting in my study who got interested in watches a couple of years ago and now lives in kind of suburban Melbourne. I have no insight, no special insight into the watch industry. I have no contacts. I don't know anyone in any ADs. I don't know anyone in any watch distributor systems. I am totally reliant on what I can get through traditional and more modern media services. That is it. I would dearly love to have more insight, more contact into the industry. So if there is anyone out there who is in the industry and would like to reach out to me, if there's anyone who knows people in the industry, and if you think I would add value, are happy, sort of directing my name to them, that would be brilliant, and I would thank you, because not having that level, being a permanent outsider, does certainly put a limit on just how far I can go and how in-depth my analysis can be. So any sort of contacts that people can provide would be brilliant. The last one is content. So I'm limited. I will not do a review of a watch I haven't had in my hands for a couple of days at least. I'll talk about them, I'll call it my hot take on things I've seen on the internet, but I won't review it, and I certainly won't make any kind of definitive recommendation one way or the other. So there's an example of, if I don't get access to watches that I can hold in my hands and deal with for a couple of days, get good photos, get down and have a look at a macro, I am limited in what I can do. So if there are people who are willing to lend me a watch, especially if you're in the Melbourne area, that would just be brilliant. That would be so helpful. The next thing I'd say is there's only so much I can think of. So in the world of content, also ideas for things that you think are interesting. One of the most popular videos I've done was on what makes up a luxury watch. That came from a suggestion from the viewers. So one of the questions that I got asked is, what do I think of the future of micro brands? I'm preparing something on that now. Again, that's a really interesting question I hadn't really thought of until you suggested it. So from a content point of view, obviously if people can lend me watches or can point people who can lend a watch to me, that'd be great. But even as little as just suggesting stories or suggesting ideas that I have a look at, that would be great. So at this point right now, with my just broaching 900 odd subscribers, just sort of approaching my first kind of critical plateau, what do I need from you to help me push forward? Ongoing critique to improve what I do. Contacts, if you have them and you would like to share them with me, so that I can break out of my study and I can actually get some FaceTime or emails or DMs with people behind the curtain who can give me access to more information, and content, either by lending me a watch or just giving me ideas about things that we can discuss on this channel. Right now, that is the support I could use from you. But before that, actually a really simple thing, just subscribe to the channel. So if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you later. I've been Pete McConville. This has been Not So Obvious Watches. If you hang on a little while, a card's going to come up with my Instagram handle and my email address. Get in contact with me with the email address or DM me via Instagram. And thanks very much. See you later. Bye.